there's murders happening like at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. So Seattle is one of the two cities, including Chicago, that is now past the fact that you can hire illegal aliens or undocumented, whatever the bullshit is that you're supposed to say. Basically, illegal aliens, it is to come and now become a police officer and give them a gun and enforce laws for a country you're not a citizen of.
You moved from Seattle down here. How is each environment? Seattle's known as such a liberal environment.
Yes, I mean it is. I think the things in Seattle, it is because Seattle has been known as the evergreen city, right? It's that evergreen, or not evergreen city, excuse me, the Emerald City, right? Because you have the evergreens and the ocean and the water and the mountains and everything, and it's a beautiful place. The challenge is a lot of that kind of greenery of the Emerald City has moved from the Emerald City to kind of mold and, like the beautiful things about going downtown have kind of gone. Like through COVID and kind of post-COVID and through all the kind of, social stuff it is that's been going on in the world, a lot of the downtown Seattle is certainly one of them. It is that you've kind of taken the love and the joy and the experience of going downtown and going to restaurants and art galleries and museums and going to Pike Place Market and doing all this. People don't do that, or we didn't do that anymore because it just wasn't an environment I wanted my kids to be around, or my wife to be around, or even me to be around, right?
It's deteriorated, the downtown
significantly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's murders happening like at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. I have probably a dozen friends that are or have been and now retired longtime Seattle PD guys. They can't hire officers fast enough. They've had I think the number was 700 or 750 officers it is that have left or taken early retirement and just said, hey, I've had enough of this kind of a thing. And nobody wants to do that. They can't hire back. So Seattle is one of the two cities, including Chicago, it is now past the fact that you can hire illegal aliens or undocumented, whatever the bullshit is that you're supposed to say. Basically, illegal aliens, it is to come and now become a police officer and give them a gun and enforce laws for a country you're not a citizen of. And I'm like, and they're doing that defensively because crime is still happening. They've basically become kind of catch and release. And so it's to the point now to where these officers are like, I don't want to arrest the guy because he's going to be out in 2 hours. So I'm going to go arrest this dude. He's going to be in my car. He's going to lose his shit. He could stab me. He could this, he could this, he could this. And he'll be out in 2 hours. Like, what's the point?
It's a really big question what a lot of these cities who have so many of these policies where their downtowns are dying and how they're going to be able to create enough tax income to actually generate enough money to even hire police. I never lived in San Francisco. I'm sorry, never lived in Seattle, but I lived in San Francisco. And the major retailers in San Francisco are gone.
Yeah.
And the crime is through the roof. And the city is going, hey, we need to bring back the retailers. But why would any retailer go to the city when the crime is through the roof? How are they? And then there's, well, now we need to create enough money somehow to fix the crime issue. And I'm not really sure they are. I mean, when I say that, I mean, I'm saying this kind of like
trying different things, random stuff. They got like this retired police program. They wear like yellow shirts or something, and they're just observe and report and trying to like.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, we could go down the rabbit hole of the liberal cities, but my heart goes out to individuals that are homeless, that are living on the street, and it does, and I really would love to figure out a way to assist these individuals, but I get really upset when I hear about programs that really encourage drug use, needle exchanges, whatever these programs are that allow.
And Seattle there's a place in Seattle it is to where it's basically, Babylon, right? I mean, here is this area in Seattle. It is do whatever and literally like the police come in, whatever it is once a week, whatever it is, and just take bodies and okay, great. And you're like, okay, so this is just free for all, sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever it is that you want to do. You can do whatever it is that you want there, heroin, meth, this, that, and the other thing, and they've decriminalized everything. They don't even arrest you. I'm like, like we continue to enable bad behavior. There's no repercussions for it. There's no responsibility for it. And then we wonder why it is that it continues. Like,
Jeremy,
this is a simple problem.
Why are you such an extremist?
I know. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
So
was that the impetus to move here to Phoenix, or?
No, I mean, a little bit. The reality is that I had been wanting to kind of have a change of scenery, change of environment for probably 3 or 4 years. My wife wasn't ready. Her folks are still there. And then my eldest son, Joshua, decided that he was going to transfer schools. And so he was playing soccer for college up in Washington. Decided it is like everything hurts. I think I'm ready to get my grown up on. And applied to a bunch of business schools, got into all the business schools it is that he wanted, and ultimately decided he wanted to go to WP Carey, which is a business school at ASU. It was top 25 business school, got a good reputation. He liked the environment, liked the campus. And so he moved down here a year ahead of us. Had a great time enjoying it. We had a bunch of friends down here. We had a portfolio company down here. And so my wife and I were down here about every 6 weeks anyways. And then so when my daughter graduated high school, she applied to a bunch of business schools, decided, well, what am I going to do? We were coming down here, and she was down to 2 or 3 different schools, and she decided on ASU to go to business school at Carey as well. And so now my wife is like, okay, well, we got 2 of our 3 kids down there. We're down there kind of often anyways. Like, honey, do you think we should maybe consider Arizona? Like, I had a sign in the yard in like 11 minutes. Like, I was like, yeah, baby, let's go. Because it was time for a change. And, as parents and as you want to be around your kids as long as they'll let you, right? And so having our home there, but having our kids away, we had just a few years before just built a big custom home and kind of the dream home, we're going to be here forever kind of a thing. And knowing it is that your kids are going to be gone, the house got bigger and emptier and quieter really quick. And, I think sometimes as dads, you don't recognize the weight of that because you're busy trying to, get to the top of the mountain, do all the things it is you're trying to do. For your wife, however, though, that quiet gets loud real quick when nobody's home. And so the primary reason for us coming down here is I think it's a better, overall climate for our family. It's a better business climate. We're closer to our kids. And so, now, even though our kids are in university, we see them once, twice a week. We meet every Sunday, go to church. We always go out to brunch afterwards. So my wife gets that time with her kids and us as a kind of a whole family unit every Sunday. And that's been super cool.